Hello and welcome to This Week at Obieacres. And yes, I said this week. I've decided I'm gonna try to change my format a little bit on the channel. I think if possible, I'm gonna try to do not every day, but a little bit of things that are going on during the week, like not just one day. So I'm gonna try it for a while. I've been busy, but I don't always video everything. But we're working on that fertilizer cart, so I just wanted to show a little bit. I took the spinner all apart, there it is, and cleaned it all up. Here's the blades that were on it. I took them off. They're fine. They're stainless, I think. That is not. So I'm gonna paint that. That's what I'm doing today. I just got back from a dinner. Went to the Combach Feeds dinner for the haul, a little bit of grain there, and speaker did that for lunch, and went and got parts this morning at the elevator for the fertilizer cart. I ordered a bunch of parts too yesterday to Surplus Center. I got new bearings. I got one new full pillow block. And then 3 inserts. I'm gonna replace the inserts. I got them, and I got the gearbox on order, and shafts and U-joints on order. And Austin's working on the frame. He's got the frame pretty much figured out. He's just got to finish welding it and put a few more braces in and stuff like that. I can show that real quick too, but I'll show painting this here. And then I wanted to spray weeds today along the lanes, but my neighbor said he's gonna be gone a week, and he wanted me to do that while he was gone because his wife's kind of allergic to the chemicals. So, but it's been raining all day, so haven't been able to get that done. There's Caden going to practice. He's heading to practice there. Look at him go. He looks excited, doesn't he? So Max is watching him. He worked this morning, and then he's got practice all week, and his first game is Friday. And then he starts school Friday too. Sentinel Thursday and school Friday. Last year, senior year, so that's what's happening. Kind of busy. Kind of not. The semi's all done, ready for harvest. The tractor's pretty well done, except for that seal I got to replace. Headers are all done. I just got to get the combine out yet. Maybe tomorrow I'll do that. It's not supposed to rain tomorrow. But there he goes. Headed to practice. I'll go over and show you that frame, and I'll show you me painting that. Smile for the camera makers. Still raining. So here's got the frame all tack welded and ready to weld up, and he's still got a couple more cross members to put in, and he's got to cut them. He's got to make the support for the back for the gearbox to go in. He's got to make that up and take this stainless steel guard off. He's got to do that and cut that off. He's got a lot to do yet, but he's making progress. Should have it done by fall. So, well, that's that. I'm gonna paint that thing, and I gotta fix my fork here that he busted. I was gonna do that today, but like I say, it's been raining pretty much all day. So, I'll paint this up. Yeah, so I already primered it. Sorry, I forgot to put my camera up, but I'll take a video when I put some white ivory with a lot of hardener in it to try to seal it up good. Put several coats on. As soon as this dries here, it's drying pretty fast. Put that fan on it. I'll shoot that. Alrighty, so now I'll paint the other side here. Right here. Here's Austin. He's working on this. He's welding this up here. Just putting them diamond plates on there and welding that up. What do you think?
Yeah.
Well, we'll get this done tonight. Some of this. Is that coming out?
Probably.
Huh?
Probably.
He Vogel will add content to my channel if he ever talks. Well, good morning. Today's Wednesday, August 16th, and I'm gonna put the little sprayer on the Kubota. We're gonna do a little bit of spot spraying around the edges of the field over at my neighbor's. He's gone this week, and wasn't gonna get it out, but I decided to put it on there. I'll go over and do that this morning. It rained all day off and on yesterday, so I couldn't do it yesterday. So we have over 3.5 inches for the month of August so far, rain. So it's pretty wet, but I'm just gonna be in the lane, so it'll be, I'm not gonna use the booms, just gonna use the hand sprayer, whatever you call it. So I'll put some Roundup and 2,4-D in there, and I'm gonna go around the edge of the field. So you can ride along. So I'm on the Kubota, we're gonna head over to the field. Might be fun kind of jumping around on me, I don't know. So we're gonna head down the lane here, over to that field. Fun time. Spray along the edges, and I should have done it sooner, but he called me and said they're going to be gone for a week, so it's a good time to do it because his wife is kind of allergic to some of this stuff. So, but this corn looks pretty damn good. This is another wet field. Well, that looks pretty nice. I don't know if the rest of it's all like that, but wow, that's a nice looking corn for this farm. When I started farming this farm, what has it been, 3 years ago now? I mean, for the last, I don't know how long, 15 years, 20 years, I took his crops off. He bought a combine for a while. He had a little John Deere 45, and he has like 20 acres here. So he was farming this himself, and it's right next to my farm. It butts up to my field back there, but his dad passed away, and his brother passed away, had cancer, and he has a farm over there by me on the other road, a couple roads over. They sold the one farm his dad owned, and he kept the other. So when he kept the other, he said he's going to farm it himself. There was a guy farming it. He farmed it himself for a while, and then I started taking his crops off for probably 10 years. Then he decided he was going to retire and quit farming, and so I rented both farms. Anyhow, off subject, when he farmed this little field, these 20 got home, he never put corn in it. This farm hasn't had corn in it in I don't know how many years, maybe 30. I don't know if it ever had corn. So I put corn in it like 3 years ago for the first time, and this field. This ain't a bad farm, but this field I struggled. You got to watch it, it's wet. But I had some really good corn in it 2 years ago. And the beans, it's always this one little 6-acre field is always struggled. And boy, I got a good stain. We had a dry spring, and that really helped get stuff. If you could get the moisture, you had to make sure you got in the moisture. But boy, that corn looks pretty nice. I gotta look and see what number this is. I forget. If this is this. I don't think this is the 935. The Pioneer 935 I had last year was phenomenal. It was like 30, 40 bushel better, 40 bushel better than any of my other varieties. And I ordered a bunch, and but I only ended up getting half because they had a short supply. So I forget what, I have to look, see what fields I have it in. All my corn was good, but that 935 was unreal. So this might be 935, but whatever it is, it belongs on this farm. So I'll take it down. I'm gonna spray the edge of my beans while I'm just down here. So I guess I could do a little bit of a crop tour as I do this, but I can't really hold the camera, and my holder ain't keeping it up. So I just sprayed this corner with my sprayer. This corner here, this field's always kind of wet, but the corn looks really nice in it. The ears aren't fully developed yet, but looks like they're going up. Let me turn around here. Oh, I just did my neighbor's, that farm across the road here. I just sprayed the lane and everything. I don't want to drive back there again. I don't want to track around them, get on the tires. We've had plenty of rain, like I said, 3.5 inches this month. 3 inches in the last 3 days, I guess it's 4 days. That's pretty good. I just sprayed along the edge with my hand sprayer on that ground. It works really good. I'm gonna come up here to this bean field and do the same thing. But yeah, I had to walk out in there. It's too wet to do that now. But I think that corn's gonna be pretty decent if it develops a good ear, but it's got a ways to go yet. We're way behind. Let me take you up here. Try to show you just a little bit of what I'm doing here. Yeah, I can't steer and do this at the same time, sorry. So let's try this. See if I can video some of my spraying here. These beans here, I don't know, they're gonna be my best beans, I'm pretty sure. They are huge. This field always does the best. If they don't do 60, I'll be really disappointed. I'm hoping even a little bit more than that, but I'm gonna spray along the edges here all the way. Spray along. I wasn't going to do it, but then my neighbor said to do them, so I got enough in here to do this, so I might as well spray along the edges here. It works really good. I don't have any bad look. My crops all look really good. That's the first I looked at that corn over there since I planted it, really, since I sprayed it last. And I've been back to the field behind my house here, but I've never been that lane. That stuff really looks nice. The ears aren't, some of the ears are big, but there's a lot of them ain't that big yet. I'll give it another week or so. And by the end of August, they better be fully developed, or we got problems. So they look good. It looks phenomenal. So I will spray this. I can spray this corn behind across the creek too. And this is my crop tour. This is what you're gonna get. I ain't gonna count ears or nothing right now. It ought to be decent corn. I'll be able to farm another year, as they say. Hopefully, pay the bills, farm another year. Probably won't collect no crop insurance again. I haven't collected crop insurance in years. Good thing is I'm crop insurance, so I'm building a really good yield history the last several years, which is a really good thing. So if I do have a bad year, it'll be easier. My crop insurance will trigger sooner, which is a good thing. I'll turn this so I don't know why this valve's leaking. I took it apart. I don't see anything wrong, but it drips, so I just turned the pump off. But that's the beans that go across the creek. Look at this corn. Here's the corn across the creek. They already sprayed it one day. That looks pretty good too, I think. Let's get out and take a look at her. Nice deep color. Like again, the ears aren't huge on it yet, but them are getting developed. So there's a decent ear out there. It's forming. I don't know what this got any tip back or not, like they say, and like the professional crop tour guys say. There's a nice ear. Let me see if this guy tip back. I don't know. Yeah, it looks pretty good. If anybody can see that, it looks pretty decent. That's what I got. Get this spraying now. About done spraying now, and that's probably the main thing for today. I want to go mow. I'm gonna go mow the 861. I'll take some video of the 861. How does that sound? We'll talk to you then. Well, it's now this afternoon. I'm over at this beautiful property that I've been mowing. Over here gonna mow it, and they sold the contents in the house, and I bought a few things, but there's a bunch of stuff in the garage that I don't know what the deal is with that stuff. These big heavy cabinets that are still in there. But I'm gonna mow this. I forgot my tripod, but I will try to get some video of the 861 mowing somehow. I'll set it up on something. We'll get something. But I mow this. It's like an acre and a half, 2 acres. I don't know. This is my corn. Let me show you the corn while I'm standing here right in this moment. It's coming along. Walking here a little ways. There's the ear. Very nice looking ear. See that back. It's all the way to the top. They're not real fat. At least that one ain't. Might walk in. Well, that one feels a little fatter. A little gap right here. Ooh, check this out. It's like an oasis. There's some nice ears on there. They're not developed yet. They're just real tiny. Some of them are. They're coming along. It's nice looking corn though. I think it'll make something eventually. Don't know how big a crop or anything like that. There's some nice ears right there. Well, that's a nice fat ear. It won't do as good as some of these other YouTube farmers are claiming theirs will do, but I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for a good average yield, 150 to 200. I'm happy with that. That's where mine averaged last year. Now last year I had some go over 200, but I had a lot of it under that, so it averaged that, so I'm happy with it. So let me get the mower tractor off the truck here. 861 mowing. Little history on the 861. It was manufactured in the late 50s, and they made several series of these, the 800 series and the 900. 900's bigger. They made this is an 861, so it has the 5-speed with live PTO, the gas engine. They made a diesel version. It does not have power steering, but they did have optional power steering and an optional, you can put a remote on it. You can still get the parts. But they made a Selecto speed version. They made a 4-speed version with some of them had live PTO, some of them didn't. They made the Selecto speed would have a hydraulic clutch on the PTO. The Selecto speed was live. That's the difference between these and like my newer, the later in the 60s when they go out the 1000 series Fords, like my 5000. Some of the 2000s didn't have live power, but all the thousands that had that when they have live power, they have a hydraulic clutch. In other words, you just lever just engages the PTO. Where on these you have what you call a 2-stage clutch. You push it down halfway and the tractor stops, but the PTO continues to spin. You push the clutch down all the way to the 2nd stage and it shuts the PTO off. But they're live power, which is, yeah, it's nice. It's, for doing certain things, it's nice having the live power. Versus like the 8Ns, none of them had it. Now the Jubilees, which were before these, I think some of them have live. That was an optional. Live power was an option on them. So it was I think the 9N, 2N, 8N, Jubilee, the 800 series, well the 100 series, then the 01 series, which would be the 600, 700, 800, and 901. The difference between the 100 series and the 01 series were just more horsepower, I think. They put bigger carburetors on them, so there really is not a big difference. And I don't know, I'm assuming the diesels had more power too than the Selecto speed on the 01 series, which I'm not a big fan of them. But if you want to do rototiller work, or if you're baling with it or plowing, Selecto speed's fine, but nobody uses these. Well, you might use it to rototill, but nobody uses these today to do that kind of work. The Selecto speed and low speed is really slow. I mean, you can, but it's not fun for reversing, and it's not the greatest transmission. They had trouble with the first of them, but once they got the bugs worked out, I think they were good transmissions, but they're just kind of clumsy to operate. But that's the history on the 01 series. I think they're good tractors for what you want to do with them. For what I use it for, it's perfect. I always wanted one. I've always had Fords, but I never had an older one like this. So, all right. Well, let me know what you think in the comments, and thumbs up, and thanks for watching. What about the bushes? Come on. What about the bushes? Oh, we're welding some on this cart. Yeah. Piecing her in. It looks pretty good. Well, if you watch the well, we're getting some progress on it. Zach's the grinder guy, and Austin's the welder guy, and I'm the cutter guy, I guess. And round up the parts guy. We'll get her though. I'll be done when we come back from vacation, probably, huh?